So I got involved in some of this because I lived in a neighborhood that was a neighborhood that people went to for missions, right? And so one day there's a woman, white woman, playing with my daughter out on the steps, and I didn't know her, and I go in the house. I'm like, hey, honey, who's the white girl playing with Jess outside, right? And she's like, I don't know. I guess she knew this school better than I did. She said, oh, it might be probably one of the folks from the school. But I'm like, but they didn't ask. They didn't knock on the door. They didn't, And so I went back to that school and complained about, hey, how did you just come to on my block? You sent somebody to do relational ministry, but they didn't talk to me about playing with my kid, right? So that's kind of how I got started in this. And so that's always in my thought process. So how do I represent God and missions in a way where it's keeping dignity in that process for everyone, right? Which means you don't play with a kid, you don't invite a kid anywhere where you haven't talked to their parents, right? No matter who their parents are or what you think about them. That missions based on how I want to be treated. Like that's kind of the basis for how I try to do it differently. So if I showed up in a suburban neighborhood and I'm playing with some white kid on the step and dad drives up and mom doesn't know who I am, police are being called right away, right? And so I try to do it with that mindset.